guys, welcome to a process video here at the Paper Addict. If you can believe it, I actually have a process video for you. I'm doing a single page layout following that sketch from Laura Whitaker in the book she released when she stopped publishing new sketches. If I can find a link to that, I'll put it in the description box below. I printed it out when she first released it and got it bound, but I'm hoping she has it online somewhere. It is a one photo sketch, but I'm going to use these 3 photos from our trip in 2009. Yes, I'm still scrapbooking 2009. One of the things I really want to do this year is get a good chunk of this trip done. But it's 3 photos from our trip to Nashville that year. And this paper, that's why I was showing it to you, that one with the big diagonal triangle type stripes. I don't know what to do with it. If any of you have any ideas, let me know. This is the Capture Life collection from Echo Park. I want to say it's like 2014. And the papers are really nice. But the embellishments, man, there is next to nothing that I would consider usable. But anyway, I'm going to use flip flaps, I think are the correct term, or photo pockets. I don't remember what Simple Stories calls them. But I'm going to use those for the 2 photos. That's my husband and I, my little sister, who in 2009, goodness gracious, I don't even think, 93, 2003, she might have just been driving. She was probably 15 or 16 in that photo. And my dad, my mom was the one who took the photo. And then the other photo is just me and my sister. And then that's the river cruise boat that we took. And I have photos from inside. We saw a show, in the show that we saw. So I'm going to do this one 12 by 12 page of these 3, what I would call main photos. And then I'm going to do a pocket page, very simply. I'm not a Project Life kind of gal. Excuse me, I can't get my words out. That's what happens when you're this rusty. But I'm going to use the pocket page for the photos that I don't necessarily just want to get rid of, but aren't necessarily main photo 12 by 12 worthy. And that's what I think I'm going to do this year to get some of my trips from, years gone by, so to speak, done. Like, I still have not finished our honeymoon from 2005, partially because I don't particularly know what collections to scrap it with. We did go to Germany, so, there's not a lot of paper that looks particularly like a castle. So that's part of my problem, but also because I didn't think about doing layouts this way previously, and I was thinking, I got to get all these photos on 12 by 12. Nope. I'm going to do like a main 12 by 12, 1 or 2, depending on, what I deem the most interesting pictures or important pictures from whatever we went to see, like when we went to Neuschwanstein, and then put the rest in pockets, mildly embellished and, with some journaling, but just as like a supporting character, so to speak. So I'm using this chevron as the strip across the bottom in the sketch. And it doesn't call for any, other embellishments but the strip. But for me, it just felt kind of naked down there. So I end up adding some strips to that. And there were some other strips called for in the sketch up by the photos, but no matter what I tucked, it just didn't seem to jive for me. And I thought maybe it was because I had that photo flap there, so it felt like it was sticking out from odd places, I guess. So I left it be. It was fine the way it was. That's one thing I am also working on in my brain is I want every layout, of course, to be pretty and tell our story and have, nice composition, but I'm also trying to not agonize about every decision. And if I don't have an extra layering piece that I like, okay, we're just gonna go with it. So here you see me sticking down that photo flap. I was very happy because I need to pull these out more often. It got more photos on there without having to do another layout, without having to decide between the photo of the four of us and the photo of me and my sister. So I have to use those more often. I have lots of them. I got them from Close to My Heart years ago, and I have a pack of the Simple Stories ones because they have all different sizes in them. So you can see here, this is where I'm going to start having trouble with, I don't particularly know how to embellish this with the sheet that was provided in the collection. So I put that down thinking, oh, could I use that as a title? And because you see it mostly is word things or like a huge typewriter, which, didn't have anything to do with what we were doing. So I'm eventually going to pull out my extras. When I finish a collection, I go through what is left of the die cuts and I sort what I may use. Like I go, oh, I will never use that again, or I really don't like that. I let it go, but if I go, oh, I really like that, I could use it on another layout, I'm just out of paper. See, there's my pocket of all my green pieces. So I go through and I try to find some things that match that I could add here or there, but I never found, I think I went through like every color I had, and then I went through all the labels. I don't make you sit through all of that. I just left some of it in so you could see kind of, where my thought process was. But none of them seemed to match exactly right except for that one label up there and the one flare button. So that's where I started my embellishing, was with that one label and that flare button. And then I pulled out more what I would call sprinkly type things. My enamel dots, and I saw, maybe what shapes I had in there. And I ended up going with hearts. And I sprinkled them around the page like I don't think. No, I did not. I do not use like teal hearts on the teal paper. I use, I believe it was yellow that matched the yellow that was in the collection. And I looked through my whole bucket to see, of each color, to see if I had hearts that were of similar style. As you see, the ones I used on the top were more doodly than a perfect heart. So that's what I wanted to use first. And I ended up finding, just enough to sprinkle here and there. I am going to end up with a small kind of cluster down on the chevron strip because that's where I eventually put my title. And that was a piece together job too, because you'll see I get my thickers out. I do test out some buttons. None of them were the right color or the right size. I always seem to have ones that are the right color but too big, or the right size but in the wrong color. So, but I keep trying. I keep trying to get those used up. So I'm going to pull out my thickers, I would think very shortly. And I end up not having a J. So I have to piece together my thickers to make a J, because this was the General Jackson that we went on, and that's what I'm going to use for my title. I do not make you sit and watch me do the title. I do show you which thickers I'm going to use, but I don't make you sit and watch me put the whole thing down. But the piece together J ended up being a different size than the rest of the letters. And at first I thought, oh, I really don't like that. But as I sat and typed my journaling, it kind of grew on me. So I just left it go. Again, just to not make it any more difficult than it needed to be and get the layout done. So tell me what you think of me leaving that big J, or should I go back and trim it? So I'm going to put something right there on the left where the kind of turquoise meets the pink. I thought I'd do another camera reel, but it kind of got lost on that paper. So there are a couple right there on the left. You can see a couple cameras. And I thought, okay, we took pictures, that works. And I put a few more hearts down there. This is not a difficult layout. I did end up typing my journaling and putting those up on foam. You'll see I point to where I'm going to put that shortly. I do not put that in the process video because that is something I'm relatively new at. So it takes me a good while to cut them and put the foam on. I have foam strips, but they're very difficult to work with. I'll be trying a new brand after the ones I have are done. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. Thanks for bearing with my absence and my rambling. I can't say how consistent I will be between, sports and summer and all the things that are coming up, but I hope you'll bear with me and enjoy what I can get done. So let me know how you're doing in the comments down below, guys, and I hope to be back with you soon. But until then, please stay crafty. Thanks so much. Bye.